It is a wild, crazy world out there, the lands of GoFundMe's and Kickstarters and all that, and I took advantage of a program that was going on, and I got something. This is coming from Albatross Funny Books out of Nashville, Tennessee. This, my friends, is something I'm pretty excited to dig into. I believe it was Kickstarter. I don't know. I think it was Kickstarter. I got an ad for it, and I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having that. I wouldn't mind checking that out. So here we have. Did you hear what Eddie Gein done? From the moment his unspeakable crimes were discovered in November 1957, the story of the Wisconsin ghoul Ed Gein gripped the world's imagination with mythic power. Immortalized in the forms of Psycho's Norman Bates, the Texas Chainsaw's Leatherface, and the Silence of the Lambs' Buffalo Bill. The mild-mannered, seemingly harmless farmer from the tiny town of Plainfield was more monstrously deranged than any of his make-believe avatars. Painstakingly researched and illustrated, Harold Schechter and Eric Powell's true crime graphic novel vividly captures the various worlds Ed Gein inhabited. The grim, gothic home that proved a breeding ground for madness, the Heartland village where inhabitants couldn't have imagined the monster in their midst, and, most shockingly of all, the grotesque inner realms of Gein's psychotic fantasy life, an unholy brew of human sacrifice, sexual obsession, and bizarre mother worship that drove him to commit some of the most appalling acts in the annals of American crime. Ed Gein, I don't have the pin here, but I have the sticker. It was actually featured in the most recent Zompire box, so we got a pin and a sticker that matches right here. So I think there's a couple left if you go to the Zompire site and check that out. But this is a limited edition, signed by the authors, graphic novel of the life of crimes of Mr. Ed Gein. So there's nothing else in here. I'm trying to see if it has anything about the authors. I know they've worked on other projects. Here we go. Some bios for your ass, to quote the Cool Kid Collector himself. Harold Schechter is an American writer who specializes in historical true crime. Twice nominated for the Edgar Award, he is the author of the non-fiction books Fatal, Fiend, Bestial, Deviant, Deranged, Depraved, The Serial Killer Files, The Mad Sculptor, and Maneater. The Amazon charts and Washington Post bestseller Hell's Princess, The Mystery of Bella Gunnis, Butcher of Men. The Amazon Original Stories collection Bloodlands, ripped from the headlines, and Maniac, The Bath School Disaster, and the Birth of the Modern Mass Killer. Schechter received his Ph.D. in American Literature from the State University of New York in Buffalo. A professor emeritus at Queens College, he is married to the poet Kimiko Han. Eric Powell is a multiple Eisner Award-winning comics writer, artist, and publisher who has worked for every major comics company on characters such as Superman, The Hawk, Hellboy, Judge Dredd, Star Wars, and The Simpsons. But he is most recognized for his critically acclaimed dark comedy series, The Goon. Phil Balsman is a graduate of the Kubert School and in 2003 began his career as one of the founding members of the in-house lettering department at DC Comics. In 2007, he started doing design work for manga publisher Kandasha, and in 2010 he formed Odin Star Industries, where he and his wife worked together in Brooklyn, New York. In 2018, he received the Eisner Award for Best Publication Design and Best Archival Collection for his work on the Akira 35th Anniversary Edition box set. My dog has allergies, so he's licking and scratching. So very cool. Seems like some pretty well-respected folks threw in on this. To give you an idea of what it looks like here, we got graphic novel, black and white. Very cool. So I know that this was through, again, the Kickstarter. I don't know where it will be available. But check out Albatross Funny Books at albatrossfunnybooks.com. If it'll focus, it won't. And I'm sure you can find it online there. I'll put the link in the description below. albatrossfunnybooks.com. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the book. If you purchased it, if you know much about the background of the authors and those who put time and effort into it. And thanks for stopping by.